Okay, we are live. Hello, Sri Charan. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, Ankur. What about you?
I'm doing absolutely great, man. We were just discussing, how are you before this call started, and you're saying you're excited, and
Yeah,
I feel the same level of excitement. It's like when someone matches the energy, it feels really, really good. Uh, you know,
I too feel the
so
same.
that's, yep. So where are you from?
I'm from Vizag. Actually, I'm studying my BTech in Raghu
Okay,
Institute of Technology, Vizag.
okay. Okay, nice. So, have you ever been to Maharashtra or other parts of India?
Actually, not much. I just
Okay,
go with my family, just.
okay. So within Vizag only, right?
Yeah,
Okay, good. That's the best part, right? Being with your family, going around. I think that's the most cherishable, enjoyable moments in life.
actually, yes. It's true.
Nice. Yep. That's absolutely true. I enjoy the same. And just to speak something about myself, I've
Yeah,
been in this industry almost for around 2.5 decades. I have started my
great.
journey, yeah, and I started my journey doing assembly level programming in my college days. From there, we did logic gates, AND gate, NOT gate, the binary computing thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, Correct, yeah.
actually.
Then I got into a contact center, so I was part of a advisor on a billing process. Then I saw a lot of mundane tasks being done at the contact center, at least the one I was involved in, and I got a bit bored, so I started automating stuff, scripting it, and preparing reports. That got the attention of the leads over there, and they got me to build the intranet for the company, and from there my IT software journey started, where I started my inclination towards business process automation, gap analysis, customer success, and from that point onwards, that's what I pretty much what I've been doing. But for the
Great.
last few months I have been part of hybrid cloud, so I take care of a product called as ADC. So we do layer 7 routing, so load balancer, DNS, all those thing
Yeah,
we have, trying to build our own SaaS. And that's pretty much what I've been doing for the last few months. Uh, Before 5 years, I was into R&D, so I was doing .NET. But since then, I have not been in touch because I moved to product owner, did a lot of analysis of customer requirement, converting that to user stories, and driving it towards completion. So product vision versus team vision versus architecture vision. So that's the fight you do
actually,
internally.
you're dealing a lot of things, right?
Yep. I like to get myself involved into multiple things. I get bored with one sort of thing. That's why you see me learning new stuff many of the times. That
Actually, I am
reminds
also
me.
in the same
Yeah,
content.
yeah,
I too feel bored a lot of times.
Just yeah. No, that's a good I think characteristic people like us share. And
Yeah.
when we are connecting, I believe we would have the same wavelength. Just 1 minute or 1 second, I'll just check if I'm on do not disturb airplane mode, because I don't want us to get disturbed by a call I will get. Okay, so we are good. So that's
Yeah.
that's my short and sweet introduction, Sri Charan.
Yeah.
So why don't you introduce yourself to myself and the audience of Collaborate to Elaborate talk show?
Yeah, myself, Sri Charan Machabhakthuni. Not much, just I'm a BTech student who is studying
Hmm.
in Raghu Institute of Technologies. I'm a cybersecurity wing. I'm a cybersecurity specialization. I'm doing that. But
Okay,
I'm very much interested in entrepreneurship and building startups.
okay.
Uh, from the starting, I was a techie. Definitely, I'm
Hmm.
pretty much excited to do things like coding, logic building, etc. When I've
Okay,
started my journey, I just started with some basic programming and going on. I got interest on startups. Now I am building a startup company
okay,
with the collaboration of my college, which is going to be launched
okay,
in within 2 months. That's a
okay.
great thing. Like I enjoy my work a lot. Why?
Yep.
Because in entrepreneurship, we have a lot of struggles and lot of challenges every day. I take them in a very good manner, and I'll grow myself very quick, and I learn from my mistakes. It's a good opportunity for me to face some challenges in my startup. That's about me, simply.
Yeah. No, that's pretty good. As
Yeah.
simply as you have put, but that shows a lot about yourself and the college you are in. And at early stages, you are trying to get into entrepreneurship is, I think, a pretty good thing because entrepreneurship. I've never been an entrepreneur myself, but what I hear always is it's all about challenges and how you fix them in a very optimized way, so not only you are meeting customer needs, but also trying to find the best possible route to a particular problem in the most efficient and effective way, right? It should be highly optimized.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
yeah,
Actually, thank you
and that
for your compliment.
yeah, yeah, most welcome. I mean, you truly deserve it, man. Because see, not many are venturing in the entrepreneurship, is what I have seen, at least to my knowledge. Maybe from your circle, many are in getting into entrepreneurship, which is a good thing to try out, right? Because that gives you full
Actually,
control of.
these days, everyone
Yeah.
are coming into entrepreneurship. They started doing
Okay.
things. Also,
Uh,
our government is leading to startups. They are very much fond of startups, right? And
right.
we have so many schemes to get into startups, and subsidies and etc. are giving by our government. So, a lot of people are trying to do something new
Mhm.
than the regular
Mhm.
stuff like getting a job and etc.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, no,
my point of
that's
view.
really good. Yeah, that's a pretty good point of view, right? Because I think the government is trying to help each and every individual at that stage when you need it the most, right? And when you
Yeah.
have the most risk-taking appetite, that also
Yes.
makes a lot of difference because once you are at a certain point of career, you have your EMIs, family responsibilities, and so much at stake. It's very
Yes.
difficult to venture into something which is very offbeat, no matter how much you want to. It becomes kind of very difficult, right? So what
Yes.
what you have picked up, I think, with support from your college and the government, I think that makes a lot of sense. Any specific technology or problem statement that you are trying to focus on that you can share with me and the audience?
Actually, yeah. Actually, it's my pain point. It's my pain point actually. I need to
Mhm.
travel to college from last few months, I think so, nearly around 15 to 20 kilometers.
Okay.
It's like in a RTC bus, right?
Yeah,
The transport will be too tough for actually men.
correct.
We need to hang on footboards, etc. We don't have much things, right? And the
Hmm.
price also will be around 50 rupees, around like that. So
Okay.
when I'm coming like that, I saw people coming on bikes with single person coming from somewhere to the college.
Hmm.
So I started thinking, why can't we pool these rides? Carpooling is actually there.
Right,
Carpooling is there for cars. Why can't we
right.
bring it for bikes? We are thinking about
Wow,
that.
that's nice, man. I mean, such an innovative idea of doing bike
Thank
pooling
you.
kind of stuff, right?
It's actually called as ride sharing for
Ride
bikes.
sharing.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll put the
nice.
expenses between the two people who are traveling, and the rider will
Hmm.
be benefited with some like charges. He'll be reduced the maintaining charges of his bike, right? And the
Right,
pillion who is sitting back of him has some comfort to come to college. Why he need
correct.
to risk all the things and hang and come to college? So that's
Yeah,
are the things.
yeah, no, that's pretty good. So at least for people who are traveling alone, they will have some kind of financial benefit when you said
Yeah,
in terms of the petrol cost, right? And the
yeah,
person who is traveling in bus, they can, I mean, not necessarily in bus, any travel if they want to share, they can
yeah.
have a little more comfort with almost or whatever price is agreed. So you need to look at all the financial aspect of it. But yes, it sounds pretty interesting, and I think it has worked quite well for cars. What I have seen, because some of my colleagues are using those kind of services within.
Actually worked for
Uh,
cars.
Sorry.
It's it actually worked for cars a pretty good way, and also it's a very
Mm-hmm.
big market in US and Western countries. We are bringing
Mm-hmm.
it to India. That's it.
Correct.
That
Correct.
that's what we are doing.
Yeah, and why not, right? Because see, first you are taken either a very expensive car or a car that can accommodate more than one person, and you are traveling alone when you can travel with maybe five people, right? Or maybe
Yeah.
four people, including you, five people, right?
Yes.
And so you're that five, for five people are just, instead of five, you just one person is going in that car. You are taking a lot of real estate on the road, which may not be required for just one person, and
Yes.
you can optimize the travel route, so that makes total logical sense, and as you said correctly, it worked for
Yeah.
cars, so why not for bike? That could be a good attempt to try, right?
Yes. Actually, we can make some network too, right? We can meet
Right.
new people,
Right.
and also we can get network with them, and maybe a new co-founder of his company would come by our company, right? Our app.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Right. Yeah, because that's how you connect, and you are able to meet new people, as you said, with either same or similar mindset. You'll
Yes.
have a chit chat, on the ride, and you can, gain so much by just simply traveling from one place to another, right? So I think
Yeah,
that could be mutually beneficial for both.
you're right. Actually, we are
That's
thinking of
nice.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So will that be like I believe it will be a multi-platform app, or would that be like a single platform then first and then you move to another platform, or will it be web-based? How is that going to be?
We are first making a application with the help
Mm-hmm.
of cloud,
Okay.
which is a mobile application, and then we'll move to other things. We'll look after another other things. Just we are just pinpointed to one thing, and then we spread our wings. That's what
Correct,
we
correct.
are thinking.
Yeah. So my question was, will that be just for like maybe an Android app or iOS, or will that be for both? Uh,
we,
you know.
we are making for both. present at present we
Mm-hmm.
are trying for both, and
Mm-hmm.
if it works it will come for both, but our main target is pre first is Android.
Right, right. No,
Yeah.
because when I was doing app development long back, right? Android had one-time developer license fees, right?
Yeah.
I remember that was 2,500 or something that time. So
Yeah.
I had taken it up. But for iOS, that's not the case. iOS, you have to pay every year, right?
Yes.
So there's a lot of maintenance fee. It's not an overhead, but yeah, the cost structure is different from both the platform. And if you develop something just on a web, like a web
Yeah.
app, it may be easy to access, but then you don't have real estate on the phone as an icon always available, right?
Yeah, we need to
So
go to browser and we need to browse for it, right? It would be.
correct, it'll be a bit cumbersome. I think there are some web app options where you can actually have a shortcut on the mobile screen.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's an option, but no one tries for that, right? No one cares and goes to there and pin a shortcut for us. We
Correct,
need
correct, correct.
a new method. So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
we are trying for application in Android. And we
correct,
have a
correct.
good technology nowadays coming, which is called Flutter,
Yeah.
which can access for both iOS and Android. So we are mainly focusing for both, and it can also work for web. I think so. We can
I think
drag the
I
code to
think
it.
Yeah, I believe Flutter is cross platform. I spoke to one of the mobile web developer, and he did mention that Flutter is cross platform. There may be
Yeah,
some libraries which can add some specific feature, but yes, I do believe it's cross platform. So yeah, good luck with that, man. So that's really gonna help. And how about things like, if the internet is offline, would you take care of like a SMS based thing, or will that be just app based for now?
For now, we are not thinking for that. Just we are
Uh,
just app based. We need to look after it. Just we
yeah,
are on
because
the starting stages.
yeah, I understand. I was just curious because internet is always available nowadays. So
Yeah,
yeah, that is a good option. I think in today day and age, internet is kind of the basic need, I would say. जैसे वो
you are
रोटी
right.
कपड़ा मकान होता है वैसे it's like one more thing that should be available. No matter if the fire breaks on the house, I would first look at the router if it is
Yeah,
working or not, right? So it kind of
yeah,
become a necessity because a lot of things are dependent on it, and there are many things that the World Wide Web is able to provide that individual edge devices are not able to sustain, right? Look at the large language models, or look at the Google, sorry, the global maps that's available. It's very
yeah.
difficult to put everything on edge, right? So you need
Yes.
connectivity to serve a lot of different needs. Pretty good, man.
Actually, nowadays internet has become more essential than air. I think so.
Well, I understand where you're coming from, and I do respect the emotion. But health is always first. A good
No,
healthy.
not about that, but
Yeah. No,
I
I
was
understand. Yeah, makes
yeah,
sense.
I was like I'm looking after the persons who are around me. They are
Hmm.
like if 5 minutes the internet is gone, they're like my life is gone.
Well,
So
yeah.
most of the people are spending their time in internet. So internet has become one of the most essential thing these days. I think so.
Yeah. No, it is. You are absolutely right. And that's actually both interesting and challenging and alarming at the same time, right? Because
Yeah,
at least the younger generation or anyone who has not seen a lot of the people around, especially the COVID batch, in terms of whether you're born in the COVID area or you have studied, in the college in the COVID times.
yeah.
You kind of lack interpersonal skill, and that sorry, that kind of skill is very important because the way we are able to talk, right, and we are able to communicate, so that is equally essential.
Actually, I too studied in a Corona time.
Oh, okay,
Actually,
you
I
are
was,
so you must be
I
feeling that
was,
pain point when I was saying, I sorry, I didn't realize.
I was studying my 10th and inter at that time.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Completely in the home, sitting in front of a system and what to say, virtual classes. We are listening to virtual classes.
Uh-huh.
That's actually a pretty good activity we are doing. Like we'll on our cameras and we'll on that live session and we'll switch
Hmm.
the tab and we do our works. That's what
Switch
we
the
are
what?
doing. We'll just switch that tab and we'll do
It's a
something
switch that
else.
tab. Okay. Okay.
We do
All
something
right.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that actually comes down to the person who designed the web page. He made everything, but he didn't consider for a use case where if the tab is not active, what to do, right? So
yeah,
that minus one for the developer.
yeah,
No hard feelings, but that's just what I feel. And that brings to a very important point on entrepreneurship. When you are designing something for the user, you need to look from their shoes, wear their hat, right? And that's a very good example that
yeah.
you gave. Switching the tab. Now, if as a developer of that system, if you are designed to conduct a live class and somebody is switching tab, for example, right? That should be one of the use case you should avoid. As a developer, because
Actually,
you
to
should
solve
consider.
this, Google Meet has come. There
Okay,
is a
right.
alarm in the Google Meet. If we switch
Uh-huh.
the tab within the range of time, it gives an alarm to the admin.
Okay,
They have
good.
switched the tab and uh, no one cares and it will be leaving. Like the meet will be ended soon.
Okay,
That's what
okay. No.
they broke and they got out of that. And now Google Meet has become one of the most using platform than Zoom. I think so.
Right, right, right. So I'm not going to put vendor names, but so talking about innovations, yes. So the continuous improvement part, right? That's how it happens.
Yeah,
So you find out a problem like we did, and then it gets evolved and corrected. And tomorrow there might be some other problem that can come in, right? It could be a tab that's there active, but on a different virtual desktop. What you gonna do then, right? It's gonna be active, but it's running on a different VDI. The VDI has enough automation to take care of your online activity. It has an AI agent that's managing your presence. So what are you gonna do then? So many use cases that can come in, and you can keep thinking and thinking.
yeah.
And the
Entrepreneurship
systems
is
have to
like that, right?
exactly. So that's the mindset, right? So just
Yeah,
now we had a problem, then a solution, then another problem, another solution, and that's how you keep on improvising stuff, right? You should always keep evolving and growing. I mean, yeah, if you want to go on mute and just
one second.
yeah, that's fine, happens. you know so these are things that that happens on a either a talk show or on a different entrepreneurship, that we always evolve. We have challenges. Sometimes I got a call once. I was on a talk show, and the whole connection broke, and then I had to reconnect and create a new
Yeah,
stream. uh, these things quite happen, and you need to keep going, right? That's the fun
actually,
part
these
of
are
it.
my roommates who I work with.
Okay. Oh, nice. So
Yeah,
you got a good partner
yeah,
system.
yeah.
Nice. So maybe
We
on
have
a
a
on a
lot of
next
stuff to do.
yeah. So maybe on a next talk show we can invite them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So they also work with you on the entrepreneurship thing, or they
They
are
work for
working.
some other things. Like we are all tech background people, like same
Okay.
from same college and
Hmm.
same Max from CSC department. They
Okay.
work for coding stuff, and I work for entrepreneurship, etc. We
Okay.
are
So
like our
yeah.
paths are different, but we work together. That's
Okay.
our deal. And
Okay.
also we have a entrepreneurship cell in our college. Actually, most of the colleges don't have, right? We are
Hmm.
dealing with that thing. So
Yeah, I've heard about that. Some colleges and some institutions, they have this kind of a, I think incubation or a startup funding
yeah,
system or a crowdfunding that actually helps a lot in the initial stage, because that's the
yeah,
initial hesitation or the initial thing that you need to make your next step, right?
yes.
Because when we
Actually,
were in,
if we have
yeah,
an incubation center, that would help us to think wide, and we can get the like funding, etc. Some other
hmm,
stuff, legal issues, and can be solved by that incubation center. So it would
right.
help to bring a lot of startups into the game of market, right?
Correct, correct. I feel so because that really helps, because from the first startup idea and how it evolved to the next one and so on, right?
Yeah,
That those experiences should get kept, keep on adding up one by the another, and that should help the next startup, right? And should go on and on and on, right?
yeah,
That's pretty much how things should go, in my opinion, as well, because that's how you will evolve, right? Otherwise, from everybody, if they are starting from scratch, doesn't make sense, right?
yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that goes with the even on job thing that you're doing. So if I've given a task, and if I am expected to do this without any prior knowledge, and just get myself on the field, maybe I would do it, maybe I'll break things. But if something has been done before, because see, everything can't be a Nobel Prize, or be done on the first time ever, right?
yeah, that's right.
Somebody would have done it. So if somebody would have done it, what's wrong in documenting it, so that it's easy for the next person, right? The
Yes, you're
idea is
right.
to make things easier, right? Because you're not here to make difficult life for others. You're here to
Yeah,
make life easier for others. So that's a human nature, and if you're a good human being, that's what you would do. Then
yeah.
if that's what you're gonna do, then why not do it, right? Have kind of a small group.
We do things. Actually, from back then to now, our life has become easier, right? That's the human nature, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nowadays, it's become much faster also. Why? Because actually, am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. uh, in my knowledge, past more than past 50 days, past 50 years, past 10 years has much improvement in the human lifestyle and etc. AI has captured everything, and we everyone has some, like, it's like an assistant for us doing work for us, and human life has become much easier. I think so. What do you say,
Right.
sir?
Yeah. So you're talking about generative AI, right? So
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite topics. So, you know, definitely generative AI and the AI agents has helped so far. And if you look at the evolution right from 2017, when the attention is all you need paper was published, right? And we talk about different models, word to vector, how words or sentences they have converted into tokens, right? And then
yeah,
each token is converted into a multidimensional vector embedding. And then when a prompt is provided, how that prompt is passed through almost similar process, and then those two tokens are matched using cosine similarity formula, and the closest one gets responded back, and that's how you the system answers for you, right?
yeah.
And the
My
more
Actually, my experience with startup, sorry, with AI is new. Like when
Mhm.
I started these things, I was inspired from a movie, which is
Mhm.
Iron Man. You know, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I inspired from Iron Man, seeing that Jarvis, which is becoming an assist for the Tony Stark, who is main character. I
Mm-hmm.
started digging deeper with that AI. What is AI? What's going on? Why is
Mm-hmm.
that answering each and every question for him? Is that a man or is that a system? I don't know
Mm-hmm.
in that time. And I was thinking that a man is working for him in a background and he is giving all the things. After that, I started knowing that it's an AI, artificial intelligence, which work in a system, and it doesn't have any prior feelings, etc. It just works for us. It doesn't have any human feelings, etc. That Then I came into this CSC field to know about AI and different technologies which are running these days. That's what is my journey to CSE and BTech. Yeah,
Okay. Very nice, very nice. Because the way the neural network connect, right, and
yeah,
the way you have different algorithms, CNN, convolution neural network, recurrent neural network, and other algorithms that is in place, right? And then that is all AI, machine learning, right? And then
yeah,
we have generative AI, which is a bit different. It is sitting on top of it because attention head has been added, and then it knows the context, right? And then it goes in loop till it finds the answer based on the weight. But it behaves slightly different, and they're using it now multimodal, which is basically text, video, audio, right? So it's doing
yeah.
that for everything. So
You're
it
right.
works a bit differently, and because it is able to consume the world knowledge in a way that it can help answer it from that knowledge using the prompt that you provide. It's very fascinating. But what I always keep telling people is understand how it's working from a high level and then go deeper, right? Because once you know any
Yeah,
system, and that goes with learning anything, right? Whether it's been AI, machine learning, or it could be a simple word editor that you're using. Once you know things deeper, you are able to maximize your potential and maximize the capability of that system giving you the answer the way you need it, right?
you're
People say
right. You're
that,
right.
okay, yeah, people say that when you ask a question, it hallucinates a lot. Well, it's not hallucinating, right? It's not a human thing.
It's just
It just,
knowing everything, right? It's just
well,
like
yeah,
it's like a
exactly.
kid. It's like a kid
It's
actually. It
like,
needs to know
well,
everything.
yeah, well, you're right. In a way, you're right. But when you say hallucination, it's not hallucinating or giving wrong answer. The cosine similarity formula works in a way that it is finding the different angles and then the distance between them, and giving you the closest one. So there's so many dimension, and it's very difficult to remember all the context. So it's able to find the closest one and give it to you, right?
Yeah.
and that's what it is doing. So it's not a human thing. So first we need to isolate human emotion from it and human words to use for AI.
Yeah.
Just say the formula had some error or it's a rounding of error. We have to talk very mechanical on these terms, and the reason I always say that is it's not human, right? And it's to my knowledge it can never be human, right? Because there's some human aspect which will
Actually,
be
it doesn't
very
have any feelings of human, right? It can't understand the feeling what we
uh,
are expressing. We need to tell the
correct.
actual thing.
Correct. We
Actually,
need to tell the actual thing and we need to describe it. There are certain level that we can train, but the idea is we'll have to always train, right? It can also self-train, but within the boundaries. And I had a discussion on similar aspect on Friday with one of the colleagues, and we were just chatting offline. And he was pretty confident that this generative AI is solving this, that the AI model is doing that. I gave him a small example. Okay, if you know the world data because you have been there in the industry, like I have been there for almost 2.5 decades, right? I have
yeah.
seen internet for almost 3 decades. Now if you ask something to that generative AI system which it has never seen, and I gave him example, I gave him example of a handstand. Okay, when you do a handstand, when you know the handstand, right? You
Yeah,
put
I know,
hand.
I know. Yeah.
Correct. So the world has seen handstand, so it will be able to generate that image for you and describe it, right? But if you ask something it has never seen, and I gave him example, do a tongue stand. Say create an image for a tongue stand, okay,
Yeah.
and see if it is able to do it. I have never asked that question, but I was pretty confident it will not be able to do it because there is no tongue stand, right? There is no such thing as tongue stand. It's very
Yeah.
difficult. And I asked him, and he said, "Okay, it will generate it." I said, "I will bet 1,000 rupees it will not." And I bet 1,000 rupees, and I got that 2,000 rupees, and we did a party. It was not able to do it, right?
Great.
So I don't know which model he used, or which model he downloaded in Python and Rust, and whatever he did, because he was pretty confident. So I love to break his confidence. I mean,
Actually, I
no
remember
hard feelings.
a scene in a
Yeah.
movie which is called
Okay.
Robo. It's a Rajnikant
Uh-huh.
film. In that movie,
Yeah, I
there is
know,
a
I know that
yeah,
favorite sir, Rajni sir. So man, you are
yeah. In
just
that movie,
inspiring me more.
there is a scene where his mother tells him to turn on the TV and throw it like
Ah,
in
yeah, I
Telugu.
remember.
It
Yeah, I
just
remember.
throw the TV and breaks it. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
AI does every time. We need to
correct.
clearly tell that what we actually think to that. It's like a spoon feeding to it. We need to spoon feed the data
Correct.
to it. Yeah,
Correct. And there are two reasons for that. One is definitely it's going to break things if you don't do it correctly. And you have to provide the maximum context for it to understand and deliver what you need. But more than that is what I feel is what you should do is the reason why you should always provide context. And that's why I always try to be, educate people or try to tell them use RAG concept more, right? And,
yeah,
RAG not just for systems, but for yourself as well. And the reason I say this is once you know the context, right? Once you're able to provide more context to your prompt, that is not just helping the LLMs, large language models, but it is helping you remember that context. Because if you try to delegate these things to AI or LLMs in future, you would not be able to remember it because that's how human brain works. It finds the easiest path to do a problem, right? That's
yeah.
why lazy people automate a lot of stuff. So, you
You're
know,
right. But
yeah.
the
So,
lazy people will always get the job easily. Am I right?
well, I would not debate on that fact, but what I'm gonna say is because the lazy people are able to automate, the mind will become more lazier if you just try to provide minimum context and depend more on the system you're using. And if you
Yeah,
forget the context, there would be time it will be difficult for you to start something very innovative, right? So you're gonna lose out on innovation or new ideas, which is a very big problem, right?
yeah,
So you should never do that. Even if you want to tell LLM create a web server, make sure you say that I want to create a web server on Windows, which can handle 5 HTTP headers and it can do Windows authentication. It will have the log file in this place with this format with this compression. Provide the maximum context. Don't miss out on this thing, right? So this is
yeah. I
very
do the
important for
same.
your learning.
I do the same. I'll be particular in each and everything which I am telling to the AI. Actually, I
Mm-hmm.
use lot of AI platforms, and actually, this is a good thing which I do. I'll use one AI to chat with other things. I use two
Mm-hmm.
things, and I generate prompts, etc. I'm a good in giving prompts to AI, and I started learning this after my startup has come to a good stage. When my startup has come to a stage, my time didn't work well, like my ideology, etc. My research didn't work well. Then I
Mm-hmm.
started using AI to get some info about the things, other case studies, and etc., which I need will be done with AI. It researches everything and it gives me bullet points.
Mm-hmm.
Then my work become easy. So
Correct.
a lot of people think actually AI replaces humans. What do you say, sir?
No, no, I mean, absolutely not, right? So it's like, when the fastest car in the world came, it's not that it is replacing Hussein Bolt, right?
Yeah,
It's just giving you a different way of reaching to your destination. So, and you would never create a human, or have some human be trained to, travel or run as fast as the fastest car in the world. It's never gonna happen, right? So
yeah,
these are
I do tell
tools.
my friends the same. AI can't replace us, but a person who uses AI can replace you, definitely. I'll
That's
tell
very,
that thing.
yeah, yeah, no, that's very true, right? Because see, you're also developing a system for bikes, not for bullock carts, right?
Yeah,
So no disrespect to bullock cart, but we know that things have evolved. They are faster way to reach a destination. So we need to get ourselves aligned with it, right? And it is
yeah,
not about AI. People try to make a big fad or a fuss about AI. See, many people are promoting their own systems or their models, so they would talk about it, right? Somebody is promoting their own hardware because it can do things faster, so they will promote it. But you need to understand one simple and basic thing, because I've also been seeing this for the past 2.5 decades. Whenever you are in the field, in the business, you should know the tools around that business to get things done faster and with highest quality, right? And
yeah.
the
I
AI,
do the
AI
same.
is no different. Yeah, AI is no different, right? So if you're gonna use the tool that is available right now, right, at a lower cost or at free or whatever, right, and to be able to deliver your job, your ideas, that can help yourself, your friends, humanity, as much as possible. So that's will be beneficial, right? And that's the thing to do in every era of the IT generation or the next evolution, right? That pretty much we all do that, correct?
Definitely,
I
yeah.
have
I too do
also
the same. But
correct.
where the misconception comes, right? Yeah, everyone thinks that if a thing comes next to it, it will replace the old one. That is actually misconception of everyone. Which
Replace the old one means
see,
people, tell me.
if a new thing comes, better version comes, they all
Mm-hmm.
think it will replace the old one. But the actual
Okay.
thing is, uh, what I'm meaning to say is like each thing has its own specific specialty, right?
Advantage and disadvantage, correct, correct. So
Yeah,
so that is why I'm trying. So when I started this discussion, right, so the reason I'm saying is remove human emotion, human characters from AI. And this is the reason it is not coming to replace you as an individual, right? It has
yeah,
come in to assist you. So
yes,
you should not get scared by saying that it's going to replace me. Correct. You
yeah.
should always think about it as non-human, which is the fact. It is
It
non-human,
is. It's
right?
just assists us to make our work easier. That's
Exactly,
my
right. So,
point
and
of view.
exactly, and that's with all generation, all every 5 years these things happen. 10 years it happens, right? Right now we are talking about quantum computing. We had logic gates in binary computing, the AND gate, NOR gate, XOR gate, right? Similarly, in quantum computing, we have Hadamard gate, CNOT gate, the spin up, spin down, superposition, superconductivity. So these things will always come in and try to add newer benefit, right? Not every possible use case quantum is solving, but it is planning to have some circuits. The entire neural network algorithm cannot be rewritten using C0 gate and Hadamard gate of quantum
Yeah,
computing, right? It's
definitely.
very
Yeah.
difficult. It's right now very difficult. It's not one-to-one translation, right? But some use cases it's able to solve exponentially faster. So things will always come in every generation. You should always get aligned to it and have some percentage of learning in that field so that you can adapt to it quicker. And change is always difficult, right? I believe when I started my journey, people were for attendance they were still using Excel at that point, right? They used to ask people, see them, and then update in Excel. Then we moved to online web, because I was part of the
Yeah.
person who developed
Yeah.
the entire internet from recruitment till full and final. So I was able to map those stages. So I have seen those changes myself, and I have seen the resistance also from people, and I have understood why the resistance is there, and we have mitigated around that resistance. Not only to give a comfort factor for the people using it, but also for the people who wants to administer and monitor it, right? So your understanding of both world, the consumer and the creator, is also important. That's how you would be able to move towards customer success, right? Because if you don't understand this, you will not be able to bridge them together, and you'll not have a good product in the end, right?
Yeah, you're
uh,
right.
you
I
know
face these issues very frequently. I regularly
really.
face this issue actually.
Oh, nice. If you can give some example, that would be nice, because it's a very good thing to know.
Uh, like bridging customers to our product is the main
uh,
thing. Why? Because see, if no customer is there, our company is not there actually. So
exactly.
in past 6 months, I would say it very proudly. I didn't use a single penny to travel somewhere in past 6 months. I
Okay.
just use, like, I would take a person who is coming on the road, and I would ask them to give me some lift to pull
Hmm.
the crowd, to my, what to say, to my application. If I
Hmm.
couldn't pull the crowd on offline, how could I pull them online? That is my thought process. And in past 6 months, I am going out and getting into other strangers bike, and I would take their insights. What are they thinking about these one? And how many people are really willing to share their rights, etc. I would take these insights and I'd come home and sit on it. If any problem rises, then I would think in the customer point of view to solve that problem, right? When it is from our side, it's actually clean. If we see from our side who are building this company, it would be clean, definitely clean. When we see from the customer side, there will be a lot of issues. We faced a lot
Hmm.
of issues. Like when we started this idea, we have a basic plan, and that's great, actually good, and it's very nice, fantastic. We thought in our group, we are of 4 members, we thought that's great. When I started going out, I figured out a lot of problems in it. Literally
Hmm.
thousands of problems each and every day. To solve them,
Hmm.
we would sit from around 8 to 12. We have a lot of sleepless nights to solve those issues, and so many things arised at that time. So then I got a clarity that the product should not satisfy us, but the product should satisfy the customer needs. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I didn't know there was a doubt, but yes, they should always satisfy customer, man. It should
Yeah.
never satisfy the creator at all, in terms
It
of the
always
usage.
satisfy the creator. It always satisfy the creator. When it is online, we think we have done it and we'll feel proud of it. But when it come to customer, they didn't develop it. They don't know what that is. They need something. We are giving something. Is that valuable?
Hmm.
If it is valuable, they would take that.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Right, no problem. Yeah, so no, that's absolutely true, because it is designed for that customer, and that customer has to certify or stamp it saying, okay, I'm able to use it to address it need. because whenever you develop something, it's never about who is developing it or which platform, which technology. It absolutely does not matter, right? For the customer, it's
At
as
the end
simple
of
as
the day, it should just satisfy the customer.
exactly, right? And
Yeah.
nothing beyond that. And I remember one use case where one of the apps somebody developed, and they had this initial loading problem, right? Whenever they used to load a particular profile or some component, it was taking a lot of time. So what they did was, whenever you're browsing it, it did some lazy loading, and it tried to load few things in the background. So when you're clicking, you have at least the frames and some part in lower resolution already loaded, and then it tries to get the higher resolution, so that increase the user experience to a much higher aspect or a much higher
Lot of
level.
online platforms started this, right? Lot of online
Yeah,
platforms doing the same.
correct.
In my childhood, that is like something. If something has to load, we need to wait at least 2 to 3 minutes. We need
Yeah, that's
definitely we need to wait for 2 to 3 minutes. Just we need to catch the mobile, and we need to stand for the signal, and we need to fetch the signal mostly. After the 4G, it became like it's loading much faster. It loading the frames before ahead. It's not giving much time to the user. It's not
correct.
enter. Sorry, I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah. No, no,
something.
that's fine. That's fine. It happens in the flow and chain of thought. But what you're saying is absolutely right. It's never about what you're gonna design or things. It's always about the user experience, right?
Yeah,
And when you have faster things, you'll expect more faster things. And now, before we were waiting for text, now we're waiting for high definition images, right? Or high
yeah.
definition video. So the need also keeps on increasing. Tomorrow we'll
Nowadays, we
wait
are
for
sharing movies
yeah.
in social media. Actually, we are
Correct, correct.
using social media texting applications like WhatsApp and Insta, mainly WhatsApp for sending movies. Also, it increased its limit, right? We just sending movies
So
from
so basically, the thing is, some messaging connection platform, right, has increased capabilities so that it can provide more rich context and more longer duration, more higher, size. Because today also we had a function. It's our 76th Republic Day today. So in our
yeah,
society we had a function, and a lot of videos I took. I remember in the 75th one, I had a lot of struggle sending it through messaging platform. I have to use
yeah.
different drives or upload it. But this time I was able to do most of the videos on high definition. I think there's some limit, 90 MB or 100 MB, but still it's a good limit. I was able to send that across. So yeah, the limits have increased, and it will keep on increasing. But our requirement also has increased, right?
As
Because
our
previously,
requirement increases, the limit always increases.
correct, correct. And that's
Demand and
why
supply, right?
exactly, exactly. And that's why when I started my PhD, I wanted to do something on data compression, but I was not able to find any guide who were interested in data compression in 2017. Uh, you
Yeah,
know, Everybody wants to do something in AI, and why not, right? Because the generative AI paper was published in 2017. So
yeah.
we were all following the AI trends that time, and we were very keen on looking for different things that's happening on the AI world. So everybody was, and definitely the lecturers and the guides, they were more interested in AI related things, right? But for
Actually,
compression, yeah,
Actually, this AI which we are talking about, it's it's a trend, so that it's trending and everyone are taking into it. If the trend changes, then if the new technology comes, they definitely shift to it. Actually,
correct. Hmm.
in my childhood, they would say that degree is the best thing. Degree,
Right.
bachelor degree, which is like BSc computers, etc., which is 3 years course, is the best thing
Hmm.
to do. When I came nearly to 10th and inter, it changed to BTech. And
Right.
no one are thinking about degree, right?
Yeah.
Once upon a time, civil was in boom. Now CSC came to boom. So
Mhm.
always trend matters. That's not a technology, I think so.
No, no,
Always
you're absolutely
trends
right. Yeah.
keep
No, it
on
is the trend.
going.
Yeah, it is the trend, but along with the trend, the market needs also change, and that's what creates those trends, right?
Yeah.
And AI and generative AI, these, what I think, is not just a fad, it's not a trend that's going to change, but it will evolve to a better trend within the field, because it has revolutionized few things which was never possible before, either due to lower capacity of compute, or lower adoption of things. There was a word called as deterministic system, right? Because if you talk about people from the 90s and 2000s, because I'm from that generation, we always wanted a deterministic system. We wanted, when we input X, we want Y, right? And we were not accepting A, B, or C.
Yeah.
If we designed the system for X and it needs to output Y, that's what we need, right? But
Yes.
now with generative AI, it is able to provide probabilistic answers, which may not be true. That was never acceptance criteria that would have been passed. So I always tell people, if these things were part of a well-established company, it would have been very difficult for it to evolve or come into production, because the test cases won't even pass, because many of the
You're
test
right.
cases would fail, right? Because hallucination cannot be a test case, it's a bug, right? So it
It's
would have
always a
never
bug.
exactly, so it would have never passed that criteria to go to GA, so it would have never come to market. Now, because this came already to market and it's evolving within the industry, it's a different system. People have seen the importance, and even if something is more than 60%, the acceptance has come in, right? And they are then the developing systems to cater to that remaining 40 or 30%, right? So they're trying to make a probabilistic system, be acceptable with deterministic output, using either specialized models which people are building. So they're not just relying on a bigger model which does everything, but they're creating either smaller models or using RAG to provide very specialized answer, right? That's why we have Codex, for like Copilot uses Codex model, or the image generation is using different models, right?
Yeah.
These things are
Actually, I have
available.
a good thing to tell. When we are talking
Okay,
about
nice.
technologies, we
Hmm.
talk about bugs, right?
Correct.
Actually, out of interest, I started digging back why
Hmm.
the error is called a bug. I have
Hmm.
a really good story. In late
Yeah, I
90s or
think I,
80s,
yeah, please
yeah,
go ahead.
in late
I remember.
90s or 80s, there is
Yeah,
a issue
yeah,
in the system.
yeah,
A lot
yeah,
of people came and did research, nothing solved. When someone opened the hardware and checking, there
yeah.
is a bug
They
in
saw
it. They
exactly
started telling that from that time they are calling it as bug.
a bug. Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard
that's a
that
crazy
and it was very
story.
funny. Yeah, it is a crazy story. I heard that also recently,
From
and
my BTech journey, starting journey, I don't know why it is called a bug. Actually, in a basic English, a bug means insect which is roaming around.
exactly.
Why
Yeah,
do they call it as bug? That's my
correct.
first question when I entered this computer science industry, computers industry.
Mhm.
Why does that called as bug? I would ask each and everyone. Most of the people don't know.
Nobody would know. No,
When
correct.
this internet came into boom and all the things got established, when I was going through internet, some article, I saw some article why
Mm.
the bug, the error is called a bug. After reading that, I was literally, from 2 years I was searching for that answer why a bug is called a bug. Literally, it's like, it's most embarrassing moment for me. Is that the case where it is named as bug? I thought some other issues will be there, some other technical terms are there, so it
Some
is called a
acronym.
bug.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Literally, I was
No, it is
shocked about
actually a
that.
bug. Yeah. No, no, I was also equally shocked. And that's a very good aspect of entrepreneurship that you just demonstrated. Without
Yeah.
even realizing that you're demonstrating that, is to like go into deeper things, right? So whenever
Yeah.
you have a thing that is unsolved, right, you try to analyze and go deeper, and that's a
Yeah.
very brilliant characteristics of any entrepreneur like yourself, or future
Thank you. Thank you
entrepreneurs,
so much, actually.
because that's very much required, because without that, it's very difficult to move forward in life, right? If you assume things the way they are, if you always are in a status quo, right? You'll never challenge the status quo. You'll always accept it and move forward. You will not be able to progress. You will be able to accelerate and go, but that will be in a flat path. You will never be able to
Yeah.
take off, right?
Yeah.
But this root cause analysis, asking the five whys, these things are not just theory. I practice it day in day out, in my past company or the past role. I know that these are things I always practice, right? Never accept the status quo. It doesn't mean you're always challenging things, because for someone who is immature, who doesn't understand the world, he might think, Arey, he's challenging everything, he is always arguing. But that's not the case, right? Someone who is mature would understand what people like us mean when we challenge, or when we question the status quo. We are digging deeper, because we are not used to just crawling on the road. We are spreading our wings to fly, right?
Yeah.
And that lift is required, because that lift gives us adrenaline rush. And that is exactly what you demonstrated by just small example. But it's a very important and very crucial example for others who are starting their journey, to always dig deeper, right?
Yeah. Also, entrepreneurship is like, what we are thinking is not the matter, and where we are placing it is also the matter. I have a small story for that. May I go on?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
A person in a hot summer, he's a good, capable person to make tea.
Hmm.
His tea has lot of things and good taste and lot of things. And
Hmm.
he started a stall in his
He
area.
started a
He
stall.
started a
Okay,
tea stall. Okay.
tea stall. Okay.
But no one came. Why? Because it's a hot summer. No one came.
Hmm.
But his reputation is good in that area. Why
Hmm.
didn't I get sales? It's the first question he got.
Okay.
So what did he do? Any guess? Do you have any guess?
Based on the context, I think he may have changed his place, something. That's what I'm guessing.
No, he just brought an ice cube and kept into the ice, and he told it as iced tea, which we are drinking in a coffee shop these days.
Oh,
Is came from that.
that's
Actually,
nice.
that's a brilliant idea, which I would say. The iced tea
Yes.
which we are drinking nowadays,
Hmm.
it would be around cost 120, right? A normal tea is 10 rupees.
Hmm.
Uh, iced tea is 120 rupees. What changed? Just ice cube? That matter.
Yes, correct.
That's what we always discuss about. Our small stories, kiddie stories, which
Yep.
become a lot change in our taste. That's what we think each and every day. We get each and every story, and we think of it like it's too childish, like keeping ice in tea. It becomes iced tea. Everyone is like, on that day, everyone is like, oh, iced tea, what's that? Tea is always hot. What we drink is a tea which is hot. But what
Yeah,
is iced tea? How the tea could be cold? That's the idea. But
yeah.
it's a great thing. It's a boom to beverage industry, actually.
It is. It is. It's just a small
Yeah.
thing, right? He just thought about it on the fly just to sell his tea, and now
Yeah.
everybody is capitalizing on it and making their way forward. So
Yeah.
that's pretty
That's a
pretty
great
nice.
thing.
Simple things, I was discussing with one of the guests about law, and he just said, I just asked him, right, what is law? I thought he'll answer some very complicated jargon. He said it's just common sense, right? So similarly,
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, think about simple things, right? That.
Entrepreneurship is just solving a pain point. It's not about building companies, building a lot of things. Okay, just do you know about this Facebook, how it started? Just two friends who are roaming, they don't have a messaging application, good messaging application. That is the pain point. What is the solution for it? Bringing a good messaging application. Then the Facebook came. Like, from Facebook, the WhatsApp has developed, and now everyone are using WhatsApp and Facebook. Now Facebook has demolished by Instagram, which is a meta company, right? Both are the same companies. Both are from
So
the same
separate,
company.
separate timelines, but yes, I understand the context
Yeah.
one, one is a social platform that was built in a college for connecting people.
Yeah.
Another one was developed using a mobile number and using a messaging on top of it, right?
Yeah.
And the third one is separate, and then another company which was created to hold all this, and there was a buying and selling happened because I
Yeah.
have seen that story and heard that. So yes, you're absolutely right. Solving a pain point, and what you said was also correct for yourself or someone very close to you. And the reason that is important is if you're able to solve it either for yourself, right, or for the person close to you, right, even if that saves a 1 millisecond, I would say, right, the idea is it's saving time, right, and time is money. Imagine saving it for 100 million people. You're actually saving 100 million milliseconds or nanosecond. You just have to learn a way how to capitalize it, then that's going to be 100 million, right? I may be
Yeah.
saying this just by reading books. I myself has not mastered the art, right? But that's what
Yeah.
I,
Actually, no one masters entrepreneurship. Actually,
okay.
everything is like the greatest person also has a new thing to learn the next day. When he sleeps, he start learning each and everything the day.
Yeah,
Each
you
and
have to.
every day,
Yeah,
each and every day starts with a new topic and starts with a new challenge for entrepreneurs. Actually, that was the case
yeah, and you
every
have to,
day.
right? You can't just be very mundane and very task oriented 100% of the time, right? You have to be
Yeah.
some percentage of the time, because otherwise you'll not be able to survive, right? Because somebody is gonna pay you to do stuff, so you need a way to balance that out. Try to make it 80-20, where you are doing initially 80% for the person who is paying you and 20% for yourself, because if you stay healthy you'll be able to contribute more, and then you start doing the switch. But health and happiness comes on top of everything.
Yeah, you're
Try
right.
not to compromise on that, because see, once you start compromising on your health and happiness, right, you can definitely, you can achieve greater things, no doubt about it. But at the end, who are you doing it for? You are doing it for
Yeah.
yourself. When you're doing it for yourself, you should always put yourself first. It's not about being selfish. It's about self love, right?
Yeah,
You need
you're
to
right.
think about your brain, your body,
Yeah.
right? The way you feed the right food to your body so that it's healthy, you have the right muscle mass, the fat is less or whatever, right? Based on your
Actually, you're right. Actually, when I started these things, when I was in my interstates, I was around 80 kilos and I was something else. When I came to BTech, I started working on things and I left my personal life and my food, my sleep. I sacrificed everything. I became like within 6 months, I was 60.
oh
If
wow,
you believe
six,
or not,
very.
60. Like just bones came out like
No,
that.
60 is too less, man. Because see, I was also 82, and I purchased this this wave board, right? Not the skateboard,
Yeah.
the wave board, and it had a limit of 60, I think 70 kg or something. Then I said I need to reduce it. So from 82, I came down to I think 69. Then I was feeling a bit dizzy. Then I started eating and came to around 70 ish, and that's what the weight I'm trying to maintain. And it was pretty hard to get to that. And you're
But
saying from
but but the
80 to
thing
60.
is, but the thing is, I didn't get any dizzy. I'm pretty much active every day. I don't know why that happened. I don't
Yeah,
know
I also don't know
this.
why that happened. You need to tell me, maybe now or offline. But that's
Yeah.
very interesting, man. Because I
Af-
remember my journey, and if you see me on Instagram, I have posted that journey every day. I was on like fruit and nuts and blueberries
yeah.
and stuff, right? Cocoa powder, dark chocolate, and this and that, right? So I did all those things, and it was very hard to get from 82 kilos to 69. It took
Yeah.
me a lot of months and a lot of consistent skipping of I mean, not skipping of dinner, but increasing the time between my evening
Meal to meal.
snacks, evening meal to sleep, right?
Yeah. But
But
I would say that my journey is not safer, but it worked out for me, but it's not safe for everyone, right? I
Exactly.
lost a lot of things. And
Yeah.
when I started eating well and sleeping well from past 6 months, my brain activity has improved a lot, and
Mhm.
I get a lot of new ideas to build my startup and etc etc. And my brain level has increased high. Literally, I was shocked by seeing that. Why didn't I get this idea from before ahead? See, it's like what to tell, 0 to 100 in just 1 month. My brain capacity has increased a lot after feeding a correct food and giving a proper diet and also good sleep.
Yeah.
That started a pretty much good.
Correct, correct,
that's
correct.
that's
That's
my
why,
journey
yeah,
actually.
it's important because that's how people are taking micro retirement, or they're trying to take a break in the middle. That's the whole idea, because if you feed your brain right, have a relaxed environment, you not only ideate but you also try to implement, right? That's why
Yeah,
you take care of your eye part is very important. You just not, should not just ideate. You should always try to implement it, at least from a small scale, but do it right. Just do it end to end, which is very much important. Don't just
yeah,
have ideas running in your mind. It does not make sense. Get on a piece of paper or a computer, start up your favorite language, Python, whatever. Use a framework, Flask, or whatever you
yeah,
like on Rust, whatever, right? So just start doing something, start coding, or get generative AI to do it for you, and start mixing up things, right? But make something end to end, and
yeah,
test it out in the field. Because if you don't do it right, somebody else would.
definitely.
Because everybody is getting that idea. Don't feel yourself
Actually,
as
after my idea has, when I got my idea, no one are trying this sharing. I faced what you told, I faced the same issue. Like no one are sharing the rights in India, actually, mainly India. No one are sharing. When our idea is in development stage, and when we start going to start around, it would launch in March or April, our application would launch. So now, when we are seeing around three companies which are doing the same ride sharing, but not exactly the copy of our idea, but some extent, to some extent, they started our idea. That's like, if I don't start it at that time, now I would be regretting, right? Why didn't I start?
correct.
it's
So
it's
start
actually
and
a great thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Always
when we didn't
start.
start the thing, some other one could easily. It's just an idea, right?
Correct.
Everyone can get an idea.
Correct, and everybody does, right? It happens to 8 to 9 people at the same time.
Yeah,
What I've heard, and everybody starts on that journey. Some succeed, some don't. So the idea is not to get disappointed at all. That's also what I've seen is recently people get disheartened and disappointed a lot for some reason, and it happens, right? There cannot be multiple peaks in a pyramid, right? So there could be only one direction. When you're walking, you can only walk in one direction. So these
yeah,
are basic physics, unless we are in a quantum world. But these are physics basic principles that govern us, right? If gravity is there, you're gonna fall. So unless you are moving, switching planets, you have to
yeah.
think about these things, and move forward with it. Do not stop. Do not get disheartened at all. There is no such thing as disheartening or being depressed. So I'm not going to debate on the medical aspect for it, because there are
Actually,
things
yeah,
which,
when you're talking
but the
about,
idea is to stay positive. Yeah.
yeah, while we are talking about failures, right? Before ahead, we are talking about failures. I have something to tell about this. Uh, if a fresher is having a good knowledge and coming to a interview, and an experienced person is coming to an interview, every MNC or every tech company would take a person who is experienced, right?
Depends, but yes, depending on the job
Most of the
description
cases.
requirement.
Most of the cases.
I'm not
Most
into
of the
hiring,
cases.
so I would not argue on that. But yeah, please continue.
Yeah, most of the cases they would hire a experienced person rather than a fresher. So why is that happening? Why? Because a experienced person, if a fresher knows how to do a work, a experienced person how knows how not to do that work, right? Am I right?
So that's what I
Like,
was saying. So I would not debate on that because I'm not into hiring or
yeah,
recruiting. And
actually,
more than
yeah.
that, that the job alignment and job description mapping.
Mm.
It's a very specialized in a different field.
Yeah,
The way it works is very different from the way we perceive things, right?
yeah.
When
I
we
have a
apply.
small story about this.
So
uh,
everybody has their own
yeah.
experiences, so please do share.
Yeah, not about my story. It's Einstein's story. Sorry, I forgot. Uh, sorry,
That,
it's not Einstein. Sorry.
yeah,
It's hey, I forgot his name, man. The person
Albert
who invented the bulb, right? Is
Thomas Edison.
Edison. Thomas Alva Edison. I forgot his name. God.
No, no.
Yeah,
See, you are the next Edison, right? So you will forget other like
come
I'm
on.
learning tabla, so I'm the next Zakir Hussain if possible by God's grace.
Yeah,
So definitely that's how things are. So you're talking about the failure point that he mentioned that I have
yeah,
explored all the possible failures. So now the only option left is
yeah,
success, right? Is
yeah.
that the line?
When his assistant is asking about why did you do these many times, he
Okay,
was telling that you guys just know how to do a bulb, but I know 10,000 ways how
not
to
to do.
not to do a bulb. That's what experience
Hmm.
matters.
Correct, correct.
Experience always matters, right?
No, it does. So definitely it does. So there is no doubt that experience does not matter. So definitely it does matter. So I was only not trying to dwell in a topic of hiring and recruitment, but yes.
Yeah.
So experience definitely
I
matters.
was just telling about the failure who are just fearing for failure. We
Correct.
just need to do things. As
Correct.
I am doing things, when I started reading, actually, that's a good thing.
Hmm.
Mahabharata, there is a good saying, most famous saying that don't focus on the uh, result, what you get. Just focus on your journey. You'll get the result as it is.
Right.
That's what I actually do. I do things. I don't go for. Actually, we have done a lot of events and a lot of things which are related to entrepreneurship and startups. But we failed in some things. We succeeded in some things. But we didn't stop there, right? We keep on moving. If we fail, we'll just be sad for 1 hour, half an hour, and we move on. If we success, same, vice versa. We'll feel happy for an hour or half an hour, and we do the same thing. The world doesn't stop if we fail or if we succeed, right? That is my thing, what I do each and every day. Definitely, there is two possibilities: either fail or succeed. The world doesn't change for your success, the world doesn't change for your failure, right? No one is gonna kick you out from this world if you fail. No one will come and keep you on like golden chair if you get succeed, right? That's my philosophy.
No, that's
Yeah,
that's that's correct philosophy. It depends on the level of failure, though. But yes, I totally agree on the philosophy,
no,
and I do respect that. It's very
yeah,
good, very nice and very inspiring. Just one
yeah,
thing.
my inspiration for that is actually Abraham Lincoln. Do you remember him?
Yeah, I
Abraham
have heard.
Lincoln,
Yes.
he failed in lot of situations, lots and lots of situations. Not 1 year, 2 years, for a long period. He did so many things. He failed. He got betrayed by his friends. His loved persons died, and so many things. But he nowadays we are thinking about him. He's a successful person. How did he succeed? It's just one success, but thousands of failures, right? That's what
Right.
I personally take. Failure doesn't stop you, and success also doesn't stop you. You need to move on in your life. That's what we think.
No, no, that's absolutely correct. Those things don't define you, right? And I would just add what you have already beautifully explained. Makes absolute sense. I will just add some
Yeah,
small point to it, saying that coming to this world and even going out of the world. So basically, things which are not in your control, right? Uh, Either starting something or ending or making it successful or failure, it's not in your control. So anything that is not in your control, you need to let go of that. It's a very
yeah,
natural human thing to get attached to goals, but don't get attached. Try to be
yeah,
different from there, and it goes in alignment with what you say. Focus on the journey, because that's the only thing in your control, right? If
yeah,
I am talking to you right now, that's the only thing in my control, the words that I speak, right? I don't control the word that you speak, right? I
yeah.
don't control the outcome of this, right? I don't control anything apart from what is happening right now. So why to waste my energy in trying to focus on something that is not in my control, right? The
You're right.
goal, the results, it's not in my control. If you give an exam, right, all what is in your control is writing the exam, the paper, the marks, and the result is not in your control. So when something is not in your control, do not spend a millisecond of energy thinking about that.
I do
Always,
feel the same.
yeah, and always
Actually,
focus
my
on.
father would say the things like this. Actually, why are you fearing for results? That's not in your hand, right?
Exactly.
Actually, my father is a good support for me.
Hmm.
Actually, the great things happened past. Like when I was in inter, my marks would be 710 for 1000, 71% B grade student. And also my MSET rank is around 56,000.
Hmm.
56,000, and everyone are like, he's waste fellow. He don't know anything. He's a waste, just a worthless piece of shit, just like that. But
Okay.
now, what's going on now? I'm building my company. I'm guiding most of the people towards tech. I know a lot of things in tech. I'm like in my circle, I'm a bit great than the persons who are having first rank, second rank. Then now, what's happening is like everyone are asking me for suggestions who are having less than my grade, like A grade people, and also the person who is getting less ranks. So then my father didn't scold me a bit. He didn't tell me anything. Just, okay, it's done. Go for the next thing. He didn't compare me with anyone. That person got this much. Why didn't you get? Most of the parents do that. I think so. My father didn't tell me a single word, and he left me. Now I am here. He would be proud or he would be doing something, but each and every day, definitely he scolds me for anything. Definitely he'll scold me for one thing, where I would be. Definitely, if I become a president, also he would definitely come and scold me for a thing and
And he has
tell
all the
that
right. Yeah, your
why
parents
did
have.
you do this like this? You can do it another way.
Correct,
Yeah,
correct. They
he's
have
my
brought us to
greatest
this
support.
world. Correct, correct. So they have brought us to this world. So they are the gods for us, and they have the full right of
Yeah,
everything, and we don't have right about anything. That's pretty much true. We don't even have right to our own life, right? So to
yeah,
make it better or worse is basically in their hands, their blessing. So I don't never argue on that. All I say is never feel entitled on any situation you are in, right? So you should never
yeah,
feel entitled. So if you are in sitting in a CEO's desk, never feel entitled, right?
yeah,
If you go to a palace and you have been awarded the throne, if you're sitting on it, don't feel entitled. Someone great told me this, and I do respect that. One more word he mentioned, I forgot about it, but this was one word I remember now,
yeah,
which conversation, it came to my mind that you should never feel entitled, no matter what you
If
do.
we actually feel entitled, our success stops there actually. When we stop something, like if we reach a point and if we say that's enough for me, there will be another person who is gonna kick you. There is a good saying in Telugu. May I mention that?
Yeah, please. I was gonna ask, let's have a cultural section and you can talk something in your native language, or you can sing a song or anything you do culturally, play an instrument.
Yeah.
But we can start with this.
There is a saying called తలం తన్నేవాడు ఒకటి ఉంటే తాడిని తన్నేవాడు ఒకటి ఉంటాడు. There is a
Okay.
saying. That is the, like, if you think you are great, someone great will come on your head and they will be on your head. That's the thing which I learnt about that. And I never think I'm the greatest after that saying, when I listened that saying.
Hmm. Kamli is
Yeah.
saying hi. She just joined. Hi, Kamli.
Yeah. Hi,
So
Kamli. Yeah.
yeah, so basically a lot of good things happen in our life, and we learn from it, and we just go forward, and that's pretty good. We should always remember that good things in our life, and try to educate people the way either we are doing here or live, when we meet people. And once you you know came and talked about your entrepreneurships, right? Uh, One thing you mentioned about taking a lift when in the life thing, right? Now, I
Yeah.
add one point to it that it's very important, even if you're in the virtual world and trying to build systems. Never miss out on the physical live connectivity aspect of it, right? Always have the ability, have the confidence to talk to people live, eye to eye contact, like we are doing, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so the it's after.
Actually, when you are telling, I got something in my life. I was I was feared to speak on stage. In my, literally up to my BTech second year,
Mhm.
I have a lot of performance anxiety. I would never go in front of people, and I would never talk. When in my second year, I started like, if I be like this, I would never come out of this world and I would never sustain in this. So I started going out and started connecting with people. It became a good habit for me. If my stage is empty in my class, if the stage
Mhm.
is empty, I would go on the stage and I'll speak something about like what we are doing. We are in BTech third year. Last time, I think so, I gave an inspirational speech to my people who are
Wow.
in the college. That's a funny thing.
Mhm.
Actually, I was shouting like anything else. Like I became some George Reddy in our college, and I was like,
Pretty nice,
come,
pretty nice.
come to me. I'll help you in each and everything. I have good knowledge on tech. We'll start building projects, and if you are fearing for having any idea, come to me. I'll take care of it, and each and everything. I was like, is that me? After completing the session, I was sitting and I was thinking that, is that me who spoke on the stage? That
Oh my
my
god.
friend is
Yeah.
like, he shooted the video and he brought to me, bro, how did you manage to
Give
speak like that? uh, I was
yeah.
like, I just spoke what I think. It's not a great thing, right? What are you telling, brother? What did you do? And he's keeping his phone here. I literally, is that me who is speaking on the stage? Or is there any body double in our class?
Yeah,
I
it's a
was like,
great fun.
shocked.
It makes a lot of difference, right? Because when you are in a specific zone, and I talk about this alignment to the chakras, to people who work on those aspects, and the aura that you have. When say everybody has a different energy streams, atoms and nuclear, and now they have developed, found out about quarks, right?
Yeah.
Inside, and within the
Basically,
quark,
I'm
you have
very
strings.
much less knowledge in chemistry, but I know these things.
No, no. So basic things, right? So they have
Yeah.
developed products, and within the cogs also they have found that it is strings that is there that
Yeah,
proves
yeah,
the
yeah,
string theory. And now they have even found out that the strings are basically nothing but vibration, right?
yeah,
So I'll show you this. So this is like the xylophone, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. I remember that. Actually,
yeah, I think you have to play like this, and right. So the idea
yeah,
is this is few things I'm learning. So I try to learn new things every
yeah,
next. I even have a harmonica, so I like, so I keep
yeah,
doing this. The idea, what I was talking about, the vibration is, now if everything is vibration, everybody has a different megahertz or frequency that they set. Now when the basic elements of things are made up of vibration, which is nothing but a particular frequency, which basically means that you also have a specific set of frequency, right? And there are frequencies, the anti-frequency is the frequency that align. So if you know the seven sargam, right? Sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa,
yeah, yeah,
ABCD.
yeah,
So no, some tunes match up, some don't, and some go along and some don't, and you have chords, right? So the idea, what I'm trying to say is, you are a specific set of energy, and you can get aligned in a specific area. So maybe that stage was meant for you, is what I was trying to
yeah,
say.
yeah,
You
yeah,
get
yeah,
got aligned to it, and that's the best thing that can happen to you. Now you need to find those opportunities more, because if your aura is best in that environment, make sure you're always in that environment, right? It's not about
yeah,
you doing 1000 things, but it's about you doing one thing that's 1000 times better, or 1000 times you have done it, right?
yeah.
That's the energy you need to build up in the positive direction. And I think you have found that part with that live.
Yeah, but it's just an accident, I think so. Accidentally, but
So
it's
great
great.
things happen by accident, right? The idea is,
Yeah,
I was reading one of or listening to one of the founders when he said ideas don't come fully formed, and that's true, right? You have seen the
yeah.
biggest development in history. They never came fully formed. It's impossible to have a fully formed idea, because if it was fully formed, that means it's already been ideated and done, right? So it
Actually,
cannot happen.
I agree for that. And I have a small story to tell about that. In
Yeah.
my life, when I was sleeping in around, it was my 10th class, I got a dream. And when I woke up, it was like it's a story, like it's a big story. And I started writing it. Uh, I was like, when I was in small age, I would think about movies, short films, and etc. I was like, why can't we make a movie like this? And
Mhm.
we started something, and after a while, we stopped it. And recent times, you know, the movie named Brahmastra from Bollywood. You remember that?
Yeah, there's some movie. Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
So talk about the
yeah.
concept and
Same
plus.
same story which I wrote in my book is in that movie. Actually, the storyline, which the concept is in
Mhm.
that story, I was literally shocked.
Mhm.
Both are maximum same, right? That's a great thing which I got to know.
Yeah, it
That,
happens to me as well, and I think it happens to many of the people. And we just spoke
yeah,
about that a couple of minutes back. Is that idea always come to multiple people at the same time?
yeah,
Some make it live, implement it. Some just keep on their mind, and some
yeah.
discuss it. Right. So when you have a thought, right, and
Thought is a scratch thing. We need to build it and we need to get it out.
correct. And now you have the tools to do it. There are a lot of tools available, a lot of knowledge available, a lot of people who are available who can help each other out. And pretty much it's all there for your consuming, right? So make sure you utilize that. Uh, you know,
Yeah,
uh, for example, your idea, if you would have just made that into a prompt and created an animation video, now it could have been the top trending thing on the internet, right? So
maybe.
always try to make it a final step as much as you can, right? Do not leave it half cooked or just in your mind. Put it
Yeah,
in a journal, put it visible. And the reason we say implement it, because when you implement it, you own it, right? It's not that you have just put something in the wild. You have implemented it, and that's the best way to lead a life. If you have a problem, if you have a problem in your either life or in your company that you're trying to solve, always, if you're not able to solve it, write it down on a piece of paper. I was discussing with one of the guests, and she told me that the greatest solution that she found when she came to a different country. She had a lot of problems, and she was able to solve it, right, almost rationally. We should write it down, so that once you're writing it down, it becomes real.
Actually, there is a one guy called Govardhan in our team who used to write everything with pen and paper. He's like, he don't use pen and paper also. He just carries a pen in his pocket. If he gets anything, he would write on bench, he would write on wall, he would write on paper, everything. And at the end of the day, who is going to pitch our idea? When this came into our thought, we went some like in our college, there is an event called Eureka, which was hosting by IIT Bombay. Who is going to pitch the idea? Who has all the information? I have some information in my mind, but that's not the full-fledged info which we discussed past 3 months or 4 months. I can't remember all the things, right? Then he came out and he was like, I would write each and everything, and he gave me some instincts. And also, tomorrow we are going somewhere on 30th, like for Aditya University, a T Hub event. He wrote each and everything specifically, like what to tell, what is going to happen, what are the questions they would ask, the panel would ask, what we should answer, each and everything he wrote in a paper. That made me simple. Actually, I can think of it in a simple way, right? That's what we are talking about.
Correct,
Yeah,
absolutely. And that hand and eye coordination, basically you're basically hardwiring your neurons, right?
yeah,
And this is one way that we humans have learned. There are many ways to hardwire neurons. You can hardwire just by writing, or linking it to a comic event, or to a emotion. So there are many ways you can hardwire things, and once you hardwire neurons, you don't forget that, right?
yeah,
Especially your aha moments, or wow, those kind of moments, you will never forget, because they get hardwired. And there
yeah.
are conscious ways to hardwire things, and there are many books, and many people who teach this also, and you can learn it, because if you want something to be hardwired, make sure you learn it how to do it consciously. And the reason, when you learn to do this consciously, is basically you're taking control not only about your IQ, but also about your EQ, right? And once you take control of your EQ, which is your emotional quotient, right? You take control of your emotional intelligence, and once you take control of your human emotional intelligence, you are able to lead a better life, because then things affect you less,
Actually,
right?
not most of the people doing this, right? Only some people are trying to get control over their emotional things.
This is
Yeah,
difficult, right? मोक्ष प्राप्त
yeah.
करना difficult है. आपको आपको
So
कोई
that
बुरा,
there are successful people are less actually.
they will
I
be, right?
think,
It is difficult, right? Because right now it's same like AI. I know very less people in my circle of connection who can actually build a large language model, or no, I will not even say large language, a small language model from scratch. It's very difficult. You need to understand the mathematics behind it. It takes years and years of effort, right? So
yeah,
similarly, moksha ki prapti is very difficult, right? Things would affect you. You need to learn
yeah,
how it affects you, because you cannot control. So if, so for example, you come in the show and you speak some bad words to me. I know you're not gonna do it, but if you do,
yeah,
I cannot control that. But what I can control is how it affects me, right? And
yeah.
how I
You're right.
react to it, right? It's
Yeah,
not a road rage where you say "Arey ye kya," and I was like "Arey main ye kya." This is the thing that I would not name such people, that but this is not the way to go, because power escalation can happen in both sides, right? uh, you
you're
know
right.
तुम अपने दोस्त को लो, मैं मेरे भाई लोग को लाऊंगा. It doesn't work that way, right? So no,
Definitely, it
that
doesn't
is
work
not
that way.
sensible. Huh. That's not
Yeah,
sensible. So maybe it is. It makes sense for some people, but for me, or people who I advise, I say not to do that, because it's not a
that would
good.
never solve a problem, right?
Exactly, because you're trying to solve a problem. You're not trying to create a new problem, right?
Yeah,
So,
that would bring a
focus.
new problem for us. Just
Correct.
uh,
Yesterday, somebody was talking about replacing a particular memory device on a hardwired motherboard, and if they, they were discussing if they heat that thing up, right, and try to remove the chip, it's going to damage other component because it's very difficult to selectively heat that IC chip. So they
yeah,
decided to use a drill which has a nanometer or a very very precision point movement, and they can just drill that chip out and put a new chip. I'm like, fantastic, man. So so
that's a great
innovative.
idea actually.
So you need to figure out innovative ways to do things, right? And how to what you're trying to solve. I remember my uncle back in the days. He used to develop his own PBX switches for smaller societies, and he used to go to Delhi and get a EPROM programmable thing. But he was always scared somebody will copy it and make their own chip. So what he did was. He made this whole circuit and then use I think MC or something on top of it, so that
Yeah,
the only way it comes out is you have to break it out, right? So
yeah.
and he always scratch the IC number so that nobody knows what EPROM he's using.
So
So
it's a great
every.
thing to like.
So
It's
I'm
actually
not.
crazy idea.
Yeah. So we are all see the word jugaad. There's a reason it came from us, right? So we have a lot of ways we do jugaad, and
Yeah,
it's just given the right opportunity, right place, and we can do wonders. It's the famous dialogue, right? खामोशी को कमजोरी मत समझो, and please don't, right? you know
yeah.
people
You're
people
right actually.
strategize at that point. People build connection at that point, and there are bigger things that they can do what people have never imagined because it's not in their capacity to imagine, right? Because if you want
Yeah,
to get work done from someone, just get the work done from them, right? हंसी खुशी चीजों को झेल लो, नहीं तो फिर it will be very difficult. So what I'm trying to
yeah.
communicate is that think of innovative ways, think of good ways, because everybody is good. I have personally never met someone who is bad in my entire life till now. There's always
Actually,
situations and
in my
understanding.
perception, there are no person who is called bad or good. There is just a situation. I
Correct.
would
It is.
say
It is situation.
if
It is परिस्थिति. You're absolutely right, and right and wrong. You may be right in your own book and wrong in some other
yeah,
book, right? That's how it
yeah.
is.
It's just a perception, right?
It's just a
It's just
perception, right? Because there cannot be absolute clarity or reality. Because if there
yeah,
is absolute clarity or reality, you will be the god, right? And you're not. Neither
yeah.
am I. So it's very difficult to think in that
There
area. So
is
let's not think
a
about things that is not in our control. I keep saying
there is a
that.
great saying by actor Sai Kumar in one
Uh,
movie. I think uh, what to say. Uh, actually, one second.
Take your time.
Lanza. Uh, what? I don't remember the actual saying. It's about that there are no heroes and villains in this world. The people are just uh, based on their
Character.
what to say opportunities and based on the thing what they do is
Okay.
the meaning of that saying.
Mhm.
That what he tell. I would every time tell that thing to everyone who are asking for the suggestion, and I would tell that no one are good, no one are bad, it's just a perception. If I am good in your perception, I would be bad in others perception, right? I
Correct.
was telling to each and everyone about that. Yeah,
Yeah, you cannot be good for everyone. It's almost impossible, right? It's very difficult to
if
be good for all. You
if
can be
we
better.
need to satisfy each and everyone, we'll be the unsatisfied person of the world,
It's
most
very difficult.
unsatisfied person.
It takes time to satisfy more than one people. 45 minutes or 45 days or 45 months.
Yeah,
The thought is you should always focus on yourself first, and even the airplane says the same thing, right? Put your oxygen
yeah,
mask first. It's not about selfish. It's about thinking and doing the right thing in the right time, because once
yeah,
you are healthy, happy, you can help others, right? And we want to help others. It's not that we don't want to. Why would I not be? Because we are all social animals. We need to think about others in our family first, because we are living and they gave so much and they have sacrificed so much. So always think about family first, right? For your friends, relatives, and everybody around your society. Very important, because you walk almost along with your neighbors and your society, right? The path you take, reach your colleagues, your friends, everybody is important. And start with that perception and lead a good life, you know
Yeah, that's a great thing. What we actually do is that, right? We doesn't have any interruptions with the people who are around us. We'll definitely be kind to them, and in some cases, it would happen. Definitely, we are not God to handle each and every situation in a good manner,
we
right?
cannot we cannot
We
it's
have
very
definitely we have some issues with that person. We'll just sit and if we sit and talk, there will be no issues with the person. Actually, I
Yeah,
would think
that
that.
person is not talking. Give it the space that person needs, right? Don't try
Yeah,
to force yourself, or don't try to overemphasize. Don't try to make sure that you prove a point, because the world is
yeah,
not about proving your point, right? The
yeah.
world is about making things right the way it is flowing. So if you're in a stream of river, don't try to make your own stream, right? First try to flow with the stream, and then try
If
to
we
make
try to flow our stream, we'll just go with the flow of that river stream and
exactly.
we'll just die.
Yeah, you're gonna erode yourself, right? That's what it does to all.
Yeah,
Good man. It was
yeah.
lovely talking to you. I think we can talk forever. This may be the longest I've spoken to someone. 1 hour 45
Oh,
minutes.
thank you.
Yeah, I
Actually,
because normally I have gone beyond, I think, 1 hour 14 or 1 hour 15 minutes. So it is
yeah.
141, which is good. So congratulations to both of us that we
Thank
have
you.
the capacity. And one thing I will just add is coming live takes a lot of courage, definitely. But you should always try to become visible and relevant. Whether it's by coming live, blogging, or any means that's comfortable to you. Always try to express yourself, because it is important. The more you express, the more the neurons build, they get hardwired, and you get new things from you that you have even not imagined. So
Yeah.
uh, that's what I would like to end this, because my mom is asking for tea and I need to go.
Okay.
I,
With
I
the next
cannot.
meeting, we'll meet with our team maximum. We'll try
I was
to.
about to, yeah, you just took my words. I think we have a good vibe matching.
Actually, yes.
If you're in Pune, Maharashtra, if you come here, please do visit my house. Call me.
Actually, I have an invitation for you. If you could attend our e-summit, we are planning a e-summit in February month ending, which is for entrepreneurships fest. It's a big thing in Vizag. No one has ever tried to do e-summits in AP around. We are doing that in
Mhm.
our college. If you
Mhm.
are free, in any case, please try to attend that fest. It would be grateful, and you can build network
Why not?
in here.
Yeah, if I'm free, I'm available, and I can technically and physically do that. Why not, right? So
Yeah,
just send me the message and I'll see what I can do, right?
yeah,
Absolutely. Why not, man? It will be my honor. And let's connect again. I know we can talk
yeah.
forever, but my tea is getting cold and my mom is getting hot, so she may
Then it
contact.
would be iced tea.
It will be iced tea. Yeah, so this iced tea.
Yeah,
The only difference would be the ice would be on my head, not on the tea.
come on. Yeah,
So that's what's
great
gonna.
to meet.
Yep.
Yeah, next time I'll bring my team too.
Yeah. So you can send them the links, and they can join as separate participant, because there are multiple modes here. I think I can invite up to 7 participants. Uh,
Yeah,
I'm using the free version, so we can do that. If not, we'll
yeah.
figure out a way, man. Because
We have
Jugaad is a.
just 4 people to deal
Yeah,
with
and we
me.
we know Jugads a lot, so we can
Yeah,
think about things that is unimaginable for people. At
okay.
least from our perspective, there are always great things happening in the world, right? All right.
Yeah,
Thank
you're right.
you so much, Charan. It was an honor talking to you. I had absolute fun.
Thanks, Dr. Ankur. I mean the same.
Good,
Actually,
good.
that's a great thing. Our vibe literally matched. I'm
Yes.
thinking the same. I too didn't speak to the person rather than my group around 1 hour 45 minutes. It's a great thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
so
It's
much.
like you're the brother from another mother, right? That's what.
Thanks for the compliment. Actually,
Most welcome. All right. So I'm gonna click on
yeah.
end stream. So we'll go offline.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye. See ya.